Hey y'all. I don't know if I'll be able to see the comments. Well, oh, comments. Okay. All right, y'all. I finally figured out how to use StreamYard. Can anyone see me on here? And if you can, am I live on YouTube or where am I live at? Hey, Alex. Hey, Pam. Like, does it show that I'm on YouTube? Show. Why is it asking me if I want to show the comments? Oh, thank you. How is everybody? What is today? Wednesday. So, yo, this gypsy stuff is hot. Oh, I think I could. Wait, how do I drop the link? Okay, copy. Maybe I could figure out how to do this. Yo, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to learn how to. I don't know how to drop the link on. I forgot how to do copy and paste on here. Hold on. Let me see. Wait, am I still on here? Okay. I don't remember how to cut and paste to drop the link. Do you guys remember how to drop? Hey, how do you copy and paste on a MacBook again? I can't remember. Control. Let me see. Isn't this sad? I don't remember how to do it. So I'm so used to my old laptop. Okay, I can't. Oh, had to press. Wait, control. Okay. No, it's not that. Oh, control. Oh, that's it. Wait, hold on. What did I just do? I don't know what I just did. Okay, but you did give me the right thing. Hold on 1 second. I don't know what I just did. Okay. Okay, so are you guys seeing the link? Like, can you click it? Hey. Y'all, I don't know how to use StreamYard. I just figured it out on my own, basically. I don't know what's going on. But yes, we know for sure Ken is. We know for sure. First of all, that's why he was so hostile. You know that, right? That's why the man was mad. But I do want to bring something to your attention. I don't know if y'all seen this. I'm going to do a video about this. Oh, how do I add you? Did I add you?
Yep.
Okay. I wanna do a video about this, but I was gonna do it in the morning as a get ready with me. Um, did y'all see that Gypsy left a comment today? I'm gonna show you guys on my phone, and then I'm gonna read the comment to you. This is it. And it says oh, no. I'm sorry, I'm showing you guys the wrong thing. Okay, here's the comment. Okay, so it says someone says, "You can never erase what you did, and more facts that are coming out that you were not ever a victim. Go be a mom." Okay. What it's so much in caps, it's so weird. It says, "Go be a mom, at least a little, not in 2-minute video to fool us." Okay. So she says, "P.S. That psychopath is right where he belongs, and he's gonna stay there for the rest of his goddamn life. And anyone who defends that POS is just flat out ignorant." No, don't drop. Why are you dropping?
I'm not. Ivory's in the car.
Oh, can
Yeah,
I drop
I
the
was
link
going to
with you?
drop if she could come up. That's all.
No, everyone could come up. This is StreamYard, I think, right?
It, I think so. Yeah, I just clicked the link and came in through Google, and it went straight through.
I'm trying to figure oh, I'm hitting the wrong thing. I don't see, I'm used to my Microsoft. Oh, I'm still clicking the wrong thing. Wait, Command, Control. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm special.
You are special. We love you.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna read that for you that are just joining. So the person says you can never erase what you did, and the more facts that are coming out, you were never and you are not a victim. Go be a mom, at least. Oh, that's why it looked weird to me. It says at and then lease. That's because I was like, why are my eyes saying something's not right? Um, a little and not in a 2-minute video to fool us. So she writes, and P.S. That psychopath is right where he belongs, and he's gonna stay there for the rest of his goddamn life. And anyone who defends that POS is flat out ignorant. This is what Gypsy wrote today in a comment section about Nick. Thoughts?
That's a lot.
Because I honestly don't have any words. And to not only did you do what you did, you are awful enough to actually say that. Man, I'm telling you, when karma hits her, it has to hit her bad. Yes. Because the fact that you used him knowing that he is like he has issues, and then you're over here. I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, Ivory said in the
Yeah, she
chat
did
that's
it
her
right away.
true
Hold on,
self.
let me get the door.
Okay. Is anybody else looking for that tea can on the back of that shelf there but me?
Good. My favorite cookies came.
We were looking for the tea can on the shelf.
Oh, I have. Oh, the tea cans are all over here because I never drank any of them. See, the strawberry ones on the floor, the mango ones on the floor. They're all over the place. So just to think that she wrote that and she was okay with writing that, I don't know. Y'all tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, Ivory said
I
in the
will be
chat.
honest, I was shocked.
Yeah, Ivory said that's her true self coming out, acting like she is innocent and he is the evil one.
Where did she
100%.
write that? I don't see that.
Ivory put that
You
in
know
the
what's
chat.
sad? With my contacts or my glasses on, I can see afar. Where I can't see afar with no contacts or glasses on. But with my contacts on and my glasses on, I can't see near. Make it make sense.
Yeah. Ivory said this is a precursor to how she is going to act when she is off parole. 100%. I believe she has issues.
So
She
do
should be
you
in
think she's
prison.
going to say more stuff like that online?
Oh, 100%.
I'm here for it, for her to show her ass to get herself canceled faster.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes.
You think her, Gypsy herself, would try to reach out to Nick? Can she still do that?
I think when she's off parole, she can do whatever she wants, can't she? I mean, I don't know.
You know what? They should have left her on parole for life. Hey, Marissa. She should have had parole for life. And now it makes so much more sense because weren't we talking the other night? Oh, wow. Two different contexts so you could see near and far. That makes sense because I was like, I struggle like looking at my phone and looking at here. But if I don't have my contacts on, I can read it fine and I can see everything fine. But the problem is when I'm driving, I can't see signs. Like I could see the sign itself, I can't read it. When they say God looks out for babies and dummies, he really does because he really does. But I just don't know. I don't know. Like that, for her to write a comment like that, first of all, that tells you she's spiraling right now. And I would assume after that show aired and she looked like Morgan said yesterday, she legit looked like Ken was treating her like she was a dog when he was handing her the food. And she was sitting on the couch. It did kind of give, I'm feeding my puppy. I saw that about Ken having the baby. Thank you, Alex. I feel like an old lady. Yeah, she tries too hard. And here's the thing, if you don't have your kid, custody of your kid, just say that. Like, why would you lie? And you know what? It does make sense now that she said the house would be for him and Aurora. Why would the house? Wouldn't Aurora be living with her?
Yeah, she did say that. Nina, how many people can you have up in the box?
I don't think it's limited. Everybody could come up, whoever clicks the link.
Okay, let's see. Let's get.
But didn't I say, all right, so we're going to spin the block real quick, right? Remember, I said to you all that Gypsy was going to have that baby and give Raina hell. Do you remember when I said that last year? Before she even announced she was pregnant, I said she going to have a baby and give Miss Raina hell.
Yeah. Jax, do you want to come up in the box?
I do think that she does BSM with him. Listen, I'm sure she tied Ken up with ropes and chains because you know he liked that type of stuff. That's his type of party, okay? Like, it makes me laugh because I said that she was gonna have a baby and give this lady hell. She has to be in Louisiana, otherwise they wouldn't be able to have joint custody. But let me tell you something. If she is the one caring for her and she moved, remember she said she didn't have a retirement plan. Oh yeah, Bree's up here. You know Bree's up here. Wait, GRB has a nasty comment she left about her and Ken's ex-life. You know when she starts putting up those provocative videos, I mean comments about their life, you know it's not true because she did the same thing with Ryan saying that D was fired and then she was like it never was. She likes humiliation stuff, but I think Ken does too. That dinner was the weirdest thing ever. And what made it so weird, what made it so weird is the fact that they didn't seem like a couple at all. They seemed like a brother and a sister kind of like fighting. Like your parents said, y'all go to dinner, it's on me. And you're
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like it gave that.
That's definitely what it looked like.
It didn't seem like this is my boyfriend, my baby daddy, none of that. It just gave I'm here with you because mom and dad is they're paying for our dinner. And the fact that
Yeah.
she went into the bathroom to do the crying thing, you know that was her only manipulating the audience for Lifetime. And anytime Gypsy cries, it's only about Ken, and you still don't see tears.
No,
Not
I don't think
Brokeback
you ever
Mountain, but
will.
you know what? But I feel like Brokeback Mountain gives more masculinity. I don't actually think Yolanda Saldivar would actually get out. Did she go before the parole board yet? Hey, sunshine. I don't think Yolanda will get out. She's here in Texas, and generally, Texas does not give parole on the first go. I would be very shocked, and I mean shocked. I'm about 97% sure she won't get. Wait, she did go before the parole board? She got parole?
I haven't seen that yet.
Let me look this up. There's no way.
Yeah, that would have been big news in Texas. You'd heard that.
Let me tell you.
I think.
If she got parole, listen, it wouldn't go over well. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Okay, she's up for parole March 30th. So she's eligible March 30th. So we'll hear something between March 30th and likely April 10th or 15th. I don't think her marriage is the financials have been completed yet. Listen, Ken is going to suck her bank account so dry. The fact that that man went into that restaurant and just ordered whatever. Ken said, "You're Big Bang Tank."
He's set.
Ken said it ain't chicken if you got it. The way Ken, man, listen.
Nina, Fluffy Chicks 22 is asking if you could drop the link for StreamYard.
If I could figure out how to do it again. Oh, wait. I think I'm hitting the wrong thing.
There it is.
Yeah, I actually believe that would make sense. And I think she realized that or found that out when she said she was going offline. I think when she said she will not be showing her baby online, that was the perfect excuse to not have to show her if she didn't have physical custody. Does that make sense? Because I feel like even the picture of her with the baby sling, it looked like she just wanted to take a photo op. It didn't look like it looks like this is the first time I had my baby and she's in a carrier. Let me show you guys a picture. Which Sarah?
There's a Sarah in the comments that was asking if you and
Ivory Rose, the other Ivory Rose, I don't mess with.
Yeah, I think she's confused because this Ivory Rose Nose is in the chat, and Ivory Rose Grows Wild is the one that I think she's talking about.
Ivory Rose Knows. You need to change your name to I am not Ivory Rose Grows.
Yeah, Nina and Ivory Rose Nose have never not been on speaking terms. So
yeah, it was a very
always...
awkward picture. The video with her was very awkward. And I just don't think that it gave the vibes of, because I feel like I tried to think back to when I had my kids. Anytime I would hold them, I was never like, "Ah," like, because this is my child I'm holding. You know what I'm saying? I just thought that was weird. Hey, Steve. I feel like it was one of those situations where you went to your friend's house to hold their baby and you don't wanna drop drop them, and you're scared to make too many moves because they're so small and something could go wrong. But when you've had a baby and you've had them for, past a day, you're not like that with them.
Now, and people in the chat are saying how forced it looked. It absolutely does look forced. She does not look like someone that's holding her own child.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I don't even hold my grandchild like that. Like, I mean, that's my baby too. You know what I mean?
No, I don't
She was
even
holding it like she was babysitting the neighbor's kid.
and
I'm
she
not even
was.
joking. Yeah, probably.
Now she
She's
be
cosplaying.
cosplaying a mom. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. Wait,
That's
what?
so funny.
Someone said my husband, but I can't see the comment. Like, do you see? Okay. Wait, these comments are moving too much and my eyes are
Yeah,
just not able to follow it. Can you read that comment? Because I can't find it now.
I can't find it.
Someone said, I asked my husband and he said, and I can't see what he said. Hey, Moody.
I can't find it.
These comments are moving so fast.
They are coming quick.
It just didn't look. Imagine getting pregnant and having a baby, going out of your way to get pregnant to find out you can't even keep your kid.
I cannot imagine.
I imagine you intentionally got pregnant to trap him. You can't even keep it. You can't even keep the baby, let alone him. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. That is funny. Could you imagine? Like you thought you pulled a fast one, but you didn't. Man, that's wild. That's why she in the comments section acting crazy because she's so damn salty. Mighty Mulatto, I'm about 90% sure that's true.
Well, it makes sense.
That's the only thing that makes sense. It makes way more sense than her having the kid, right? Because okay, so if y'all are gonna hear something really funny, so do you guys remember the other day in my video, I was like, well, I have a theory, but I just saw something that I feel like throws my theory off. But let me know if you guys want to know it. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
So Pam, Ivory, Alex, and I were all talking about this, right? And I said to them, I feel like she doesn't have custody. And it's with somebody like kind of like a foster home type of thing, which would make sense as to why nobody's seen this baby because you wouldn't know it's the baby if it's with someone else. But then when I saw a picture of the baby in the sling, I was like, I don't know now. But I also think the baby that was in the sling and the baby that was in the picture the video, they're not the same baby. I personally don't think they're the same baby.
Well, if it is the same baby, it was shot at very different times. I'll
I
tell you
don't
that.
think they'll get married. And remember, well, okay, so the person said allegedly they will revisit the custody when uh she gets off parole. Okay. Now think about when she gets off parole, what's the likelihood of her being able to get custody? I don't think she'll get it. I personally don't. I not with having committed matricide. I don't believe that. She's way too much of a risk, and CPS may not have known about that incident report. I bet you somebody sent it. I would assume out of all of the people that have seen those videos, somebody sent it. Oh, that might be why she's pressuring him for marriage. But I don't see him marrying her.
Hey, Nina, Murder Tales in the chat is Jackie.
I know that's her, but I can't.
You
I
kept saying
keep saying I
Alex.
can't see that well.
Yeah, you kept saying Alex.
Oh, that's not the name?
No, no, it's Murder Tales and it's Jackie.
Which is so funny because I could see the smallest word on this bottle way over here right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm the same way. I'm using reading glasses to read the chat. It's moving so fast.
Damn, I don't even remember where I put those reading glasses for Nana. Because those are the only reading glasses I got. Thank you.
Everybody's commenting about your eyes.
Thank you. And you know what? That also makes sense as to why there's been no picture with the family and the baby. Because there's no picture released, even with the back of the head and the family holding, none of that. And it kind of makes me wonder, did she have to go through like a process to see the baby? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what they're doing. She would have to go through something.
That just makes way more sense. Like that, because there was too many things that just didn't make sense. Which means she didn't leave the hospital with the baby. Which makes sense as to why in her car there's no car seat. When do I ever drive my car and there's no car seat in my car?
Yeah, there's one in my truck, and I just have the grandchildren that I drive around. I don't even have any kids in car seats anymore.
Somebody
There's
said,
always a car seat.
"This is Mike's baby." You know, I almost thought that for a while because I just was like, man, it's a little weird, but I don't think that. I don't think Raina called CPS. I think CPS had been involved the whole time. Not Mia's baby.
Yeah, if that was Mia's baby, I don't know if she'd ever let Gypsy hold that thing. Willow, I'm the same way. I still have, I always have a car seat in my truck, and I don't even have little ones. I have grandchildren, but there's always one there.
No, And it kind of would make sense as to why the picture that she posted was just of Ken and the baby. Because I wondered, why wouldn't the first picture that you post outside of the hospital be with you and your baby? Why would it be Ken? That was odd to me too. Like, if you carry a kid for 9 months, I don't care if you're the dad or not. I'm gonna post with my baby.
Good night. Night, Shay. Sorry, saying goodnight to the last kid here. Sorry.
And that also would make sense as to why Raina rushed to the hospital when she had the baby.
Yeah, because every time they had stuff going on, she was always like, I had to work, I couldn't make it, but she made it quick for that. And I get it, it's a
Mhm.
grandchild, but still,
No,
I
no.
think she had to be there.
Yeah, she had to be there.
Yeah. Because Raina's always been, even since last year, been consistent about talking about her work and why she couldn't be at things and why she couldn't be at this and be at that. And,
Right. And
she,
just remember, she said she did not have a retirement plan. Remember that time she did that
yep.
video on TikTok and she was talking about like, so that kind of to me says, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ivory just put in the chat that she was there for a whole month. And how could Raina do that? Because, even in that video she did, even talking on your live, she had talked about how she has to work and she doesn't have retirement and she has to work. Who could take off a month? Yep.
And you know what? If her and Ken don't stay together, if she was smart, she would get back with Ryan to try to see if maybe she could get some type of visitation or custody. Because on paper, he looks good.
Yeah. Well, that's how she got out of prison.
Hmm. Hmm.
Facts. I'll say that for the rest of my life. She was never into Ryan.
Mm-mm. Thank you, Missy. Mighty Mulatto. I've said that since last year. I can totally see a conservatorship. Like, in fact, it it almost wouldn't make sense for her not to be under one because of how unhinged she is. Yeah, I mean, think about it. She is very unhinged, right? And to see her spiral on the internet, that's a huge red flag. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. Man, the fact that the baby shower cookies,
The baby shark.
I don't even know. Honestly,
I can't. Ivory, if you get a chance to get up here, I'd
anything
love
that
to
I
hear
would
your
say about the baby
recollection.
shower cookies, it would probably sound inappropriate. I mean, the baby shower cookies look real wild.
I tell you what, right now I'd give money to hear you and Ivory talk about the baby shower cookies together because
I
that
need
is the
Ivory to
funniest
get here.
conversation. Yeah, we need
Ivory,
Ivory to
where
get
are
up
you?
here.
I drive and um am on StreamYard all the time.
Here's Ivory, not the crowning cookies.
I
That
did say
conversation.
thank you, Steve. Did you
Yeah,
did
she
you
did. She
hear
did.
me? And I gave him a heart.
Yep. Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Steve, did you hear me? Did anyone hear me?
I heard you, but I'm not in the chat, so I don't know if they heard. Oh, Ivory said I'm almost home. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, that is the funniest conversation, listening to Nina and Ivory talk about those crowning baby cookies.
No,
I'm telling you.
it
I
just
can't.
looked like, okay, you did. Okay. Because I started wondering, like, can you guys hear me? Okay. Okay. Because I was like, oh, I would never do that. Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
the cookies and all the brown food. The brown and gray food. I will say there was some gray food there too. So it
Let's
was.
just say this. I would never do any weird stuff like that, like have uh the sonogram on a cookie at the baby shower. But but if I did, if I was at that baby shower and Gypsy was at that baby shower and we were both pregnant, you guys would think that that was my sonogram picture. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, eat the baby's face.
Like it was weird. The I'm not even sure why you would want the baby's face to be on something that everybody's eating. Oh, that sounds bad.
Well, it's Gypsy.
Oh, that sounds bad.
You know, her obsession with food and herself. So just saying. Barbecue sauce, brownies, it's all the same. Cookies, why not?
That really sounds bad.
Yeah, it sounds bad, but it's Gypsy.
The baby's face that everybody's eating.
Mm-hmm.
Just to hear it out loud made me pause and say, "Girl, what are you saying? Like, what are you saying?"
Say cannibalism.
That's nuts when you think about it.
Yes, Bridget, cannibalism. It just is very unsettling when you're at a baby shower to celebrate a baby and then, oh, here, eat her whole face. Ew. It just was, it was very
See,
classless. It was just gross. Like, I would have thought it was a joke. Like, nobody eat these. It was just a joke. No, people plowed down on those things for real. I'm telling you.
could you imagine like sitting at the baby shower, chewing on the cookie, and you're like, "Yeah, Barbara bought a house last week." Mm-hmm. Just eating her whole baby face. I don't know. Like, I just, I cannot. That's all I could say. Like, just the thought of it.
Truth be
Just
told,
the
not
thought
like
of it
us.
puzzles me. Like, just the thought of it. I don't think he has another girlfriend.
They're not a girlfriend.
It wouldn't be a girlfriend. I mean,
Someone
unless
said
it was a
here.
girlfriend with a pole.
Adrian said here in Louisiana, we all have those cookies at baby showers. Oh no, I'm sorry. Is that a thing?
That's wild.
Yeah.
That okay, so don't take this. This is just it's not like it just reminded me of this. I'm not insinuating this. I just want to make this clear. So I had my daughter in Atlanta. Um and she was not born at Grady. But Grady is the hospital that a lot of people in the city of Atlanta itself have their babies at. But and people that are born in Grady, they always say they have like shirts that say I'm a Grady baby, right? But word on the street is Grady babies aren't wrapped too tight. So every time someone says I'm a Grady baby, everybody says, "Why would you say that?" Oh, you I didn't that's wild. I
So
can't
is there like a
imagine I think I'm going to leave if I'm at a baby shower and they whip out a sonogram cookie of just the baby's face.
yeah, I mean, is it just like a bakery that decided to do that, or is it like multiple bakeries that think that's a thing? Like, I don't even know. That's so
I
creepy.
don't want anyone eating my baby's face. Is it just me?
Well, I mean, I've seen those baby showers where they have like the little sugar babies that you eat, and I always thought that was just so sick. I'm like, I'm not eating
Oh,
that.
like the decorative cookies. Oh, the
Yeah,
decorative cookies, that's normal, right? But the sonogram, like the baby's face on the cookie,
yeah, that's weird.
like I don't want you eating my baby's face. Like I feel like that's already bad luck. You said, "May." What did someone say? May I?
Steve,
Yeah,
may I?
sure. No, I didn't think the ultrasound cookies were a thing because that just the fact that she unalived her mom and then that's the cookie she had at her baby shower. I felt like that was on brand. She said, "Come on in and have a snack of my fetus."
A snack of my fetus. Oh God, stop! I can't.
Oh man, that should have been the sign at the front door. That would have made
God.
it funny. Like that would have tied it in to the baby. Like it would have been like, oh, that's crazy, but that's funny. Like something. Oh, that's crazy.
Laura said, "Don't worry, Nina. Brie ate all the cookies."
Why are y'all like this?
To the
Why
corner.
are y'all like this?
Oh God.
I can't stand y'all. I can't stand y'all. I'm sure she did.
I think it's a very good
By the looks
possibility.
of it, at the book signing, I think that's pretty safe to say that. Oh, she took a doggy bag.
Look how much I love your baby. Look how much I love
Yes,
your
Love
baby,
Shack
Gypsy.
Sarah. I agree with that. Her gender reveal was far nicer than her baby shower. It oh, her show was so boring that when I first of all, I was fighting sleep while watching it, and I was on a live panel watching it. Okay, and we were all talking. I was fighting my sleep, and normally when a show ends, I could think of a million things to say in my content about the show. I literally could not post that night because I was like, I got nothing. I got nothing. That's literally what I said to myself. It's like I cannot. There's nothing for me to say. Hold on, let me get a tissue. My nose is running.
Yeah, if anybody wants to come up, let us know and we'll drop the link again too. Ouch. I'm trying to read the comments. Washing off my glasses here. Hang on. Let's see. Yeah, that baby shower was rough. It literally looked like it was put together. I mean, you could have, like Ivory said in the comments earlier, Pinterest is free. There's so much that could have been done on that. That was sad. Shh. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Bree's fupa traumatized me. Facts. I think it traumatized her when she saw the video playback too, to be honest. She was a little shook at that. Yeah, Adrian, I agree with that. Definitely narcissistic vibes from... Oh, Ivory is home. Hang on, let's get... As soon as Nina comes back, she's got the link. I don't. Come on, Mike. Hang on here. Where did Nina go? Yeah, sorry, that's my Saint Bernard, Bridget. She just came in and she's got a big face and it's just, I'm so sorry. Wait till she eats, it's worse. She's so loud. Oh, Jackie in the chat here. Yeah, I mean, as a foster parent, we never could show any of our foster children. I don't know if that's the same if one of the parents has custody or not. I don't know how that works. But I know as a foster parent, you can't show a foster child's face on the internet. But yeah, I don't know how that works with the parents. So I have to let my dog out. She is so loud. Aspen. There you go. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know if Nina forgot she was on live. What's happening? Nina! Well, let's answer questions in the chat while she's gone. Oh, under the new normalcy laws, you can show a foster child's face on social media, unfortunately. Oh, I didn't know that. We haven't fostered for about, it's been 8 years, so I wouldn't doubt it if the laws have changed for sure. We're in Missouri, so I don't know if every state's different, but yeah, when we were still fostering, we weren't allowed to show any of the kids' faces. Oh, thank you, Bouncing Tigger. Yeah, her name's Aspen. She's mostly white. She doesn't have a lot of markings on her, so it just seemed like an appropriate name at the time. She's almost 12, though. She has doggy dementia. She has Alzheimer's, so. Ivory, I don't have the link, but Nina should be back here in a second. I do not have the link. She does. I'm trying to find it. Where did she go? Nina. Actually, Bouncing Tigger, my St. Bernard does not drool that much. We got her lip tightened up when she was little, and that helps a lot.
Okay, I'm back.
Thank God. Can you drop the link? Ivory's here now.
Okay. How do I do this again? Oh damn, I hit the wrong thing.
Oh, thank you, honey, for becoming a new member. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Honey Flora. Okay, I'm dropping it.
Here comes Ivory. Do you want me to drop down, Nina?
No, you could, girl. It's a panel. I had to give Geo sleep. I had to wake him up to give him some Tylenol because he's not feeling well.
Oh, yeah, fever.
I was trying to keep him up a little bit, but yeah, no. Yeah, it's his fever is 99.7. So that's not too bad, but
No, that's not too bad.
thank you, Scorpion and Samantha. I appreciate it. Yes. It is terrifying because, okay, so I was saying this earlier to Pam, and I know that when I first said this, like last year, people were a little offended. Thank you, Mighty. But what I was meaning was, having like custody of a baby that came from like Gypsy, that like kids come with like generational stuff that's subconscious, unknowing, but like it's passed down, especially like mental health issues are passed down from the mom. And I would be terrified to raise her baby just because you just don't know what that's going to look like. Oh, I thought you said I had postpartum and I killed my mom. Like, girl, what? But I'm happy you said you didn't. I'm very happy for that. Listen, I got so angry while I was pregnant that I popped a blood vessel in my eye. Okay? I still would not. Why do I think Ken's boyfriend has not come out? I truthfully think the Steve Wood, I think they paid him off to go away. Thank you, ice cream. I think that's ice cream. Yeah. Oh, thank you, ice cream. It's been a year. There's a quite a few of you that have been following me for a year. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, Ivory is here. I'm so slow that I forgot that you had to actually add the person.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, friend.
Hello.
Well, there
Hey,
you are.
I'm sorry. I saw you, but
Crowning
it didn't click to me to add, like I had to actually add you.
Not the crowning
Wait,
baby
I need
cookie.
to see this coming. You said you had to you pushed your sister out the bathroom. Well, listen, I would have did that when I was 8 months pregnant, because if you really have to go to the bathroom at 8 months pregnant, if you sneeze, you're peeing on yourself. Like, literally, if you just sneeze. I had a really bad cough while I was pregnant with my daughter. I don't know what I had, but I had a really bad cough. It came to a point where I was like, okay, I can't leave the house because I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, and I can't just leave it to God outside. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do that.
So, Ivory, how was your day?
It was good. It was busy. I went to go see baby. Baby's doing good.
Good. He's so
Yeah.
handsome.
Oh, thank you. He is a little peanut. I love him.
Did you guys make cookies out of the Sano?
No, no crowning baby cookies.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's just gross. I can't. That's embarrassing. I don't know why she ever did that.
she said she would have always had a spare underwear. Okay, can I make a confession on here? And I know Bree's gonna use this. Oh, she gonna use this for the rest of my life. But I think I'm okay with this. This is embarrassing. Oh, this
Well, you have to
is
say it now.
You have to say it. You can't turn back now.
Wait, don't forget to say it. Now, don't judge me so we can all judge. Go ahead.
We listen and we don't. Now we're full of crap.
Yeah, we're
Yes,
judging.
we listen and we do not judge. Okay. Yo, this is embarrassing. But this did not happen with my son, and he's my most recent child. So I don't know if that is going to be able to redeem me.
Of course not. Just spit it out.
Okay, so as a wedding gift, my ex-husband bought me, was it? He bought me a 3 Series BMW. And while I was pregnant, I would put a towel down. And the car was maybe 3 months old when I got pregnant. I would put like a little towel down because I knew every time I sneezed or anything, like I didn't know what would happen. I'm so embarrassed over this. I've never told anybody this. And why one day, so obviously a little mistake happened, right? And Atlanta in the summertime is real, real hot. Why, when I took the towel up to go wash it, there was a literal hole in the leather. Like a literal, like legit hole in the leather of the seat.
How did that happen?
I guess it was acidic. I don't know. But it was, I don't know. In my defense, it was like 100 degrees.
Oh, God.
No, but it makes it worse. When we got divorced and I was like, okay, you can keep the car. Like, I don't want the car. The
But
fact that I
no.
had to give him back a car that was less than a year old with a hole in the seat.
With a pee hole in the seat.
And I couldn't even I couldn't even, like, I don't know. I wish I knew better at that time. Like, I would have got a pamper. Like, I don't know how that happened. Like, I don't know how that happened. And I just remember seeing the hole and I was mortified.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to picture said hole.
Was it little?
So the
Like,
sort of, but the thing is, as the time
Was it
went
more
on,
like-
it spread.
So it
Like
was
I
more
guess
like
the leather was getting tighter and tighter,
yeah.
and so it spread. So the hole wasn't so little by the time I gave him the car.
and
He
it said the
didn't
best
ask,
part,
and I
give
never
me back
told
your
him.
car.
He never asked, and I never told him.
Oh, I can't.
I'm not gonna lie though, I'd laugh and giggle knowing he's driving around with a BMW with my keyhole in the seat. He has no idea.
Oh, I
That would
can't.
make me sit back and laugh.
Like when I think, that's why even when I thought about telling y'all, I was like, this one is real wild. Like,
Well, I for one am glad I know so that I can use it for later. You know, whatever comes up, because I have it now in my pocket, so I'm ready. Thank you.
and it doesn't help that it was black on black. So like kind of like the like almost like the threads of the leather, like on the inside, is kind of like whitish gray. So it just looked janky.
Oh God.
It looked like what was happening. You know what I'm saying? Like what happened in the seat. Like I just remember lifting up that towel and just gasping. I remember that moment. I was like, oh my God. Like what happened?
It's always so nice when you do something that's silly and not perfect. And let me tell you why. Because you wake up in the morning and you look like you do now. I'm just saying, that's what I see every day. And you have pink bubbles in your bath. I mean, like it's just too perfect. Look at the shelf behind you. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's
Girl,
nice to know
it
that you
wasn't
wet your
perfect that
pants.
day.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it, to be honest. It makes me feel like you're a real human.
I'm glad you had to give the car back because I would be so mad if I
Girl,
in my BMW and had to drive around and fix that crap. You know how much that cost?
man. First of all,
Yeah.
anything with a BMW
Yes, I had to have
is
my
ridiculous.
yes.
Like anything,
Yep.
down to the tires.
Yes.
Like it, and you know what? They drive really, really nice, right? But they're
Yeah.
also very cheap on technology. That's my main thing with them. They're
Yeah.
very cheap on technology. So you have to have at the time when I got that car, in order to have GPS in it, you had to buy it fully loaded.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that was standard in cars 8 years ago, 9 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like that was pretty standard to have GPS in it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
They
But now,
didn't do that.
mm-hmm.
And they just ride nice, but I just feel like it doesn't come with all the bells and the whistles for the price that it just doesn't make
You have to
sense.
pay so much extra even if they're fully loaded to get all the bells and whistles.
And once that warranty is up,
It's
it's
nice.
like your check hits your account and that check engine light's like, yeah, I saw it.
Yes.
Run it. The check engine lights, I'm gonna need my money.
I loved about my BMW were the seats, how comfortable they were, and the hard steering. You ever notice that BMW has the harder
Yes,
steering?
always. But
Oh,
I have an Audi now and it does have that too.
does it?
But what I will say about BMW is you could be going 100 miles an hour and it looks like you're going
You
60.
have no idea. Yep.
And the cops will be right next to you and not even peep that you're going that far.
Yep. And they're like, I'm not even gonna bother.
And I honestly think that was the only reason why I was buying them for the longest, just because I knew I liked to speed. Like I honestly, because once I figured out that they could go that fast and they just glide so you don't really see it, that's when I was like, oh, I need one of them. Like, I need one of those.
See, I bought one for my 40th birthday. I'm like, I'm gonna treat myself.
What car is good for the first time driver. You know what? I would say like a Honda Accord or a Honda Civic. Hondas are really good. Nissans too.
Toyota
Nissans are
Camry.
really good. Yeah, Hondas or Nissans would probably be what I would go for. And I feel like Hondas last forever and they ride really well. Okay, so do you guys want to? Okay, so let me tell you about my first car. Y'all,
Can't be
listen,
worse than mine.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Did yours have a key?
Oh, yeah, it did.
And it's better than mine.
When I tell you this story, y'all are going to really wonder about me. I'm gonna just say that. So a friend of mine was like, "Hey, girl," because at the time I was like taking driver's courses, but I didn't know how to drive. And so a friend of mine, and nobody wanted to teach me how to drive in their car. So I figured like maybe if I get my own car, everyone will be willing to teach me how to drive in my own car, right? So my friend tells me like, "Hey, there's this Honda dealership that you can get a car with a permit." So I was like, "You could just get a car with a permit?" She said, "Yeah, like you just go up there. They don't know the difference because at the time in Atlanta, all the driver's license and the permits looked exactly the same. Now there's a difference in color, but at the time there wasn't, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, you could just go up there, you could give it to him, you fill out the info, you fill everything out, and you will get the car." So I was like, "Really?" She was like, "Yeah, and you have like some time to get the insurance because like they have an insurance that'll cover you for a little bit, and then you could have your mom add you to her insurance or whatever." So I was like, "Oh, okay, that sounds like a game plan." But I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go up there." So she drives me up there. I give them my permit. They sell me a car. Okay. Now, being young and dumb, you sign away your life without reading it. Okay. And they're fast talking you and you just sign it away. I get the car. I get out to the parking lot. My friend is with me. Okay. And I said, quick question, friend. I really don't know how to drive. So I don't know how I'm gonna get to the house. She said, you've driven around the block a couple of times. Like, you'll be able to just take the side streets, you'll be able to get home. I'm like, all right, bet. Yeah, you're right. I got this. I did drive around the block a couple of times to Wendy's. I'll be able to make it home. Yeah, I got this. Listen, I get in the car. I back up. I pull up. I hit this car. The car is a lady that just bought her car. It was a
Oh
Honda
no.
CRV. Brand spanking new. I hit her Honda CRV.
Oh, bad.
So me in panic, I'm like, I'm gonna go to jail because I don't have a legit license. Right? But not realizing it didn't click to me as private property and it's not like I had a permit. Like it didn't, none of that. I started panicking. So I started asking how much was it gonna be to fix it? Because keep in mind, I had money for a deposit, but they gave me the car with no deposit. So I still had that money in my pocket where I'm like, whatever this is going to cost, Miss Mams, I will give you the money. So we exchanged information. She was like, but then they also said like there's insurance on the car that covers me until I get my insurance and it'll cover it. Don't worry about it. So I'm like, okay. So I tell my friend, like, how about you give me a ride home and I'll pay for you to take a taxi back to your car because obviously I can't drive off this lot because I can't even get off the lot without hitting something. So she's like, okay. She takes me, she said, you're funny, Bean. So she drives me home. Mind you, there's a big dent in front of my car from hitting this lady's car, like a pretty big dent in my bumper. So I'm like, damn, like now I got a new car, but the car is like doesn't look new. The car got 10 miles on it, but this big dent in the front, like, what should I do? Right. So I call insurance companies. I'm trying to get insurance. I didn't realize that you can't get insurance with a permit, and your parents, like, they can't add your car with you having a permit. Like, it would have to be a car in their name. So it's days that I can't get insurance. I'm talking about like I called everywhere, anything. I just could not find a insurance company to insure this car. So I'm like, dang, what am I going to do? You can't have a car with no insurance, and you certainly can't drive a car with any insurance. The purpose of getting the car was hoping that somebody would teach me how to drive in my own car, but I can't get insurance. So obviously, like, what am I going to do? So I call my friend. She's like 5 years older than me. And I was like, hey, I want to tell you about this situation. I don't know what to do. Don't yell. Don't get mad. Just give me some sound advice, right? So I was like, so I went to this car dealership. I got this car. Oh my goodness, Steve, what's wrong? Do you know what Steve said was wrong?
I'm looking back.
So she was like, wait, they gave you a car with no driver's license? I was like, yeah. She goes, so you have a car outside of your apartment with no driver's license? I was like, correct. She says, so you can't get insurance on the car. And well, now you have to bring that car back. And she was like, they legally have to take that car back because they legally should have never given you a car. And me, like, I don't even really want to bring the car back because I kind of want the car, but I guess I have to bring it back because I can't insure it. So she was like, okay, you know what? She said, I'm going to drive over to your house. We're going to drive your car back to the dealership and I'll talk to them. She's like, when we get there, you do all the talk. Like, she was like, I'm going to do all the talking. You just be quiet. Okay. So, and for starters, I signed something that if I passed away, the car was paid off. If, like, I signed so many things that like added like $10,000 to the car note that I didn't need at all. Okay. I hope you feel better soon. So I'm like, okay. So she's talking to the car salesman, actually the manager, and she's like, okay, look, you gave my little sister this car. My little sister doesn't have a driver's license, and really, to be quite frank with you, she doesn't know how to drive, even though she doesn't have a driver's license. And I don't understand why that wasn't an indication when she hit a car before she got off the lot. So the car salesman was like, well, quick question. Why would you buy a car without a driver's license? Because you gave it to me? I was like, what? So he was like, look, I'm going to have to take the car back. I said, but what about the big dent in the front of the car? He said, "Do you see anything? Because I don't." I was like, "Nope, not at all." And we left.
Oh, wow.
That I don't think anybody has done anything that idiotic
You won that.
besides me.
You won that.
Trophy holder.
Yep.
Then I finally get my driver's license after taking the driver's ed test 3 times. The second time I tried to cut somebody off to
Nina, you're
get
giving me so much
into
information. I
to get
can't.
out. Like I literally cut someone off getting out, right? Getting out of like the plaza. The driving instructor was like, pull over. Like the test had just started and he was like, just pull over. Okay. I pull over. He was like, I just need you to pull back up to the little spot. So I pulled back up and he was like, yeah, you failed. So yeah. So the third time, I finally, my mom had taken me out quite a few times. So I was like, okay, I'm confident enough to drive now. I feel like I got this, right? I go to take the test. I passed the test. But by the time we pull into the parking lot, I realized that I never had a seatbelt on the whole test.
No, you didn't.
But they gave me my driver's license.
Did they really?
Yes.
You are so
Yes.
lucky.
And so I get my driver's license, and now I'm kind of feeling a little bit confident. And I go to the BMW dealership and get this, like it was like a 3 or 4-year-old 3 Series. And first of all, I knew how to drive on the street, but I did not know how to pull in or out of a parking spot. Okay. So they delivered the car to me. But that night, I said, you know what? It's nighttime. I feel a little more comfortable, like learning how to pull in and out the parking spot at night because nobody's out here. Yeah, so I pull out the parking spot. I'm like, okay, you know what? This ain't that hard. I got this. I pull out the parking spot. I'm driving. I'm driving down this street called Ralph David Abernathy. And I could have swore it was a two-way street.
No, you did not. No, you did not.
So I'm driving up the street, and all of a sudden I hear, like, I see this guy coming in my direction, and the thought that popped into my mind was, look at this dumbass. I didn't even get the thought good out my head before I heard whoop, 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 whoop. So I pull over to the left-hand side of the street, girl. So the officer gets on the speaker and says, can you please pull over to the right-hand side of the street? So I'm like, oh, okay. I pull over to the right-hand side of the street. He comes out of his car and he says, are you intoxicated? I said, no, that's probably the part that's gonna fuck you up. He started laughing so hard. And I was like, look, I just got my license a couple of days ago. I just got this car today. Like, I know I go to the AUC center, but I really never paid attention to the fact that this wasn't a two-way street. That this, like, I never I never paid attention to that. So he was like, okay. He said, look, you live right there. I'm going to follow you home. I'm not going to give you a ticket, but I'm going to just follow you home. And you need to take some driver ed classes. So I was like, okay. So he follows me home. I got lucky because I was able to pull into the parking spot. I got lucky. I got so lucky because I was able to pull into the parking spot. Because if I couldn't pull into the parking spot, he would have been like, did I really make the right decision?
Did you panic about to go into the parking spot going, please let me do it? Please
I
let me
said
do
to
it.
myself, you better get regular. You better get regular because this cop, I don't want him taking me to jail for being negligent because that's negligence, really. And I don't know how I was able to just pull into that parking spot, but I did. And my friend came for like 2 weeks straight, and we just drove and drove and drove. She made sure that she was driving with me. And that first year, I got into 5 car accidents, and 4 of them were my fault. My insurance after that first year was $400 and something a month.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. In fact, I remember driving to my mom's house and I was on the phone with her and I was like, I just don't understand why they have these side mirrors if you're going straight.
Oh God.
When I tell you,
I don't even know what this is.
when I think back to me then, that's why when I tell you God looks out for babies and dummies, he does. Like he does. He really does. Because I would not be alive. At all. The fact that I got into 5 car accidents, one of them in 1 year, one single, and I think within 8 months. Matter of fact, the first car accident I got into, my car was at the Progressive spot that, fixes the car, gives you a rental all in one. And they gave me, what is that 300? The Chrysler 300? They gave me one of those. I got into a car accident in the rental with my car in shop.
You did not.
Like it was, I should have never had a license at that time. I was literally a menace in that car. There's no reason why I should have had.
I need to
I
know
should not have been in a car.
what insurance company keeps insuring you is what I want to know.
Progressive kept me for 3 of those accidents. And then I started having to go to those like little rinky-dink insurance companies.
Okay.
And then they would charge me a grip. Like I'm pretty sure I was paying like $490 something a month for just insurance after that first year.
Oh wow.
Like it just honestly, I don't even know why I thought that was okay. Like in my head, the fact that I thought that it was okay. I don't know. I don't know. When I think back to them, I was like, wow, you were an airhead. Like a real airhead. The fact that because now obviously I know what side mirrors are for, but just think that you were driving on the highway, on the street, and everything else, and to you there was no point of the side mirrors.
You were oblivious to their
Just think, like let that sink in. That's why when I see student driver on the back of a car, I get away from them fast.
Yeah.
I bet they get away from you.
They should. Well, what's funny is now I'm a really good driver, but And my insurance
Sorry.
is low now. Like, I've been in one accident in the last 8 years, 9 years. And I told you about that one accident, Pam.
Yeah.
I won't tell you guys about it right now because but just know it wasn't as bad as the other ones. Someone said that's pretty sad when Flo from Progressive ditches you. It was bad. It was so bad. And I don't know what made me think it was okay.
I'm just glad you're still here, Nina.
I think that article in People magazine about Ken and Gypsy was referring to Dr. Phil a while ago. Did you guys see that article?
Which
I read
article?
you. The one in People that was talking about.
Article?
The one about them living in Missouri?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And again, I mean,
What
Ken
Bree
talked
did
about that
to
on his
Dottie, I
Instagram.
made a post about it earlier using Renell's post video. Is awful. I feel like Toddy shows up every video with integrity. She handles things very classy, where she could go low, but she doesn't.
Yeah.
And for Bree to do that, mm-mm.
Well,
But
all
you
they
know
know
what?
how to
At
do
this
is
point,
hit low
nothing
over there.
surprises me about Bree because she is trash. Hold on one second. Let me check on Gio.
Yeah, Bree and them, all they know how to do is hit low because they can't argue everything else that's being put out that's truth and factual. That police report, explaining the videos, they can't argue it. So they're literally trying to bash everybody's personal life around to try to deflect. That's what they do.
That's exactly it.
It's disgusting. And for them to sit there, well, my mother's house was doxxed. Well, good at this point. Good, because that's all you people do.
That's what I'm saying. They can't cry victim to any of it. They created it all themselves. And, I don't feel bad anymore.
Yeah, the same thing with Becca Scoops. I meet people where they're at. Nina meets people where they're at. Ivory meets people where they're at. There are gay people, people of color, all of that are there with Becca Scoops, that are supported by Becca Scoops and who support Becca Scoops. And it is just making Bree and them so angry because they really thought they were going to show something from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever. And it was going to discredit what she's doing now, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You meet people where they're at.
Not only that, you do this while defending a murderer,
Yeah.
a child predator, a thief, and a manipulator. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
You can combine everything they're accusing everybody else of, and it still doesn't amount to the fact of a murder 2 conviction, a murder 1 crime, but a murder 2 conviction or whatever she got, and all the crap that she's done during, before, and after. I'm telling you, that's
and
the
Toddy
worst.
doesn't go low.
No, she doesn't.
When she could. And that, to me, makes it even worse. And to call someone a predator that's very far from a predator.
When you're holding hands with a predator.
Okay.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
But that's all they do is deflect. That's all they do.
Yeah, and you can tell when they mobilize like this, it's to, cause a scene. It's to cause a scene so you don't see the truth, because the truth is right there. And all they can do is mobilize and cause a scene and attack people's personal lives because they can't defend what she's done or what she's doing. They can't.
And anytime they start mobilizing like that, you know that it's something.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah,
just know now, right now, as we speak, Gypsy has to be spiraling. That's the only reason why she's in people's comment section like that.
yeah, she's getting crazy in the comment section.
Something's happening but I mean, you would think after that episode,
Which one? You mean the
because it
one where
just made her look bad.
the way Gypsy treated Ryan? I loved every bit of that part.
Well, the way Gypsy treated Ryan, but also just that her premiere. Like that, okay. The premiere of your show is supposed to wheel everybody in to want to be there for the rest of the season.
It's supposed to, hook you and keep you interested to continue and carry on to watch. That was boring as hell.
It gave nothing.
Nothing.
And to be honest, the premiere showed like Bree talks. It was all over the place to jumble and confuse everybody from seeing the truth. Because if you look, the timeline in that premiere, it was all over the place. Hairdos were different, hair colors were different, size of her was different. It was a jumble to confuse people on the actual timeline, which makes me think that there's a lot of truth to what everybody's saying. You know, the baby wasn't born.
Even her hair color and her
yeah,
hair,
everything. And it was like a visual word salad is what it was. And that's the same thing that Bree does, just word salad. Speaks in cursive. The show was in cursive.
Well, what did we really get
which
from the show?
is really weird because I figured that just because it didn't seem uniformed.
Mm-mm.
Like it didn't seem to flow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all over the place and it didn't really give you any information. It gave you nothing to look forward to.
No.
You know, like they went to a therapist and made jackasses of themselves. They don't like each other. They resent each other. I mean, Christy's hungover. That's a shocker. What did it give us? It gave us nothing to look forward to.
Even the scenes didn't have it. I feel like there was too many awkward moments of silence.
Yeah.
Where it was kind of like, okay, are you going to say anything?
Yeah, it was. That's exactly
the therapist looked like she was getting ready to drink a fifth of vodka.
Looked massively confused. She was like, what the hell are we doing here? What's happening?
The amount of deep breaths she took, she was like, okay.
Let's start easy.
All right.
Session, you know?
Yeah, like she
they had a lot more problems than they were letting on. Right.
And that was not what she was there for. She was the type of counselor that right before you have a baby,
yes,
you sit down with her, and I feel like she makes you a little more confident in parenting.
That's exactly what I thought. When I looked her up, she's supposed to be like a prenatal counselor.
Yeah, she's not a therapist. They basically trauma dumped on her.
Yes, she is not a therapist, like for couples, a couples therapist.
No. And that's why she was, if you watch that part, she goes, okay, all right. Well, okay, so it hasn't been that long. And then she'd talk about social media and she'd be like, okay. And started looking lost and disheveled.
Yep.
You could tell that was not her element.
Nope. She should have said to them, you should have gone to couples therapy before you came to me with the prenatal stuff.
No, you shouldn't have been together. You shouldn't have been together. This right here is a joke.
I was waiting for that though. Like maybe this isn't the best option for the two of you.
And maybe she did say that and we just didn't see it.
Right?
Yeah.
Relationships aren't for
I would
everybody.
believe that. What'd you say, Ivory?
Maybe relationships aren't for everybody. Probably shouldn't be in one.
Yeah.
You
She'll never
can't
have
say
an
that
honest
to somebody, Ivory.
I'm just saying that was
Or
your
maybe this relationship's not for everybody.
neither one of them should be with anybody ever. Well, Ken can go be with the right people, and Gypsy should be single. Just saying.
I don't think she
Even
could be single because she has to want to feel like someone's chasing her.
Absolutely. She identifies by the person she's with.
Yeah.
She can't be single. She should be
Yeah.
single. Maybe she'll figure out who she is, but no, she can't be single.
No, that whole therapist, and honestly, I was kind of embarrassed for the therapist, not because I thought she was bad. I mean, the counselor, not because I thought she was bad, mainly because it was something I didn't feel like she could.
She was equipped or
No,
educated.
I don't think that
Yeah.
she was equipped for it.
No. And then
I don't know if anybody's equipped for that.
Going, here I am going to be on Lifetime on her show, and everybody that's ever dealt with or done business with Gypsy Rose has had bad reviews. So you know I've been stalking, waiting.
See, she's one that I would not have given a bad review.
Me neither, because I don't think she can help it. I mean, what was she going to do?
First of all, she looked like a deer caught in headlights the entire session. She looked like she was looking for a counselor when she left there to reevaluate what she was doing for a living.
Yeah. Yep.
She looked totally out of her element. She looked very lost. And
it makes you wonder what happened in between the scenes that they shot. They had to have been fighting. Like, it makes me think that
when
they
are
were
they
fighting.
not fighting? Even in the
Yeah, I
Nick
was gonna
Viles
say.
episode, you could tell
fighting.
they just stopped fighting when they walked into Nick Viles. Ken's
Yeah.
body language said it.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
I mean, Ken the whole time was like this. And distance between them and the amount of distance between them was damning to me.
Yeah.
Just that, I wonder if they go back. It looked like they did go back to that counselor.
Did they?
Yeah, it looked like there was more than one scene at that counselor.
I feel like you can't go to couples therapy with a woman who's
therapist goes. No, they should have went to. But here's the thing: the type of issues they have, that's not. No amount of couples therapy is going to help them.
Oh, I agree. Any good therapist will tell them to separate. You might want to start again.
Well, I mean, I guess she can't do therapy on her own because she's a narcissist. So where is that going to get?
What was Bree saying the other day? She needed some.
Oh God, I can't remember what she called it.
Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, she can't get therapy because she needs a specific form of therapy.
Yeah, and they didn't offer that in prison. Like, okay.
Therapy, stop it now. Which again, the word circles.
Yeah.
You said Ken's a POS control freak, wanted 2 phones as a loser. The only thing with Ken, and look, I'm not defending him at all, but would you not be an asshole if you was with Gypsy? That's a serious question.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Jill. I would be a full-on asshole if I was with Gypsy Rose. I don't have anything to lose.
Nope. Then what was up with Christy? They made Christy look horrible. Slurring with
She looked like what she looked like all the time.
Sleeping, passed out, mumbling, slurring. Oh, she's sick. No, she wasn't sick. Hungover, maybe.
But just think about her on those lives.
Yeah.
It's on brand.
Absolutely. But now they're showing it, and I like that because now you're seeing
Yeah,
it.
they needed to. I'm living for it.
Yep.
The only thing that I hope they do is they expose the fact that she goes out of her way to look like she's someone's victim.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I hope that they expose.
They need to already.
Because I don't like the way at the dinner she went into the bathroom, did her fake crying. They put she's crying.
She's
We
sniffling.
don't give a
No,
damn.
he didn't know she
Mhm.
was crying though, and he found out when he watched the show, and that's the whole damage control where taste testing and Gypsy Rose tries whatever. That was the whole damage control thing, was because Ken didn't know she was in there crying. We saw it, we heard it, they knew it, the producers knew it, Gypsy knew it, but Ken didn't know it.
I'm sure she told him.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she did after the fact, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was already taped. It looks horrible. And I feel like
And you know
the
what?
crying might have been done to make him look bad. Because it made her look
And
like a victim again.
that's true. And well, my read on it is they kept throwing those videos about Ryan not wanting to speak ill about Gypsy
Yeah.
and Ken being a complete butthole.
Yeah.
Why did they do that? And you know, it's so bad that they had to throw so much content in there.
I know.
Like, how many of Ryan's
A
TikTok
lot.
videos were in there?
Yep. Because they had, yeah.
They had nothing else to fill that space with.
Nope.
So I feel like that was just really think about the fact that they did that, painted him to look like the good guy that still won't speak ill about her. And Ken is the homewrecker that she cheated on, that impregnated her. Because she's the victim, right? She's the victim. He made her pregnant. She didn't get pregnant.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, even though she'd been to the fertility doctor.
So are they trying to make Ken look bad this season?
I think so.
Do you think it's because maybe she's still having something to do with Ryan and they're setting up for that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because then it won't make her look bad for going back. Like people understand why she went back or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that it would, but I feel like it just would make Ryan that. If Ryan took her back, I could never take him serious.
I'm telling you, he would in a minute.
I know he would.
I didn't want to think so. He absolutely will take her back.
Oh, he would.
Yeah.
He would.
I still stand on, I think that was the first girl he was ever with. And I'm not even going to deny it. I believe that with my whole soul. I think that was the first woman that he was ever with.
I feel like,
I'm telling you, I think
it's his first serious relationship.
I think it was the first woman relationship. I'm going to be honest.
I feel like, my damn cat. I feel like, I don't know. Now I feel like Ryan is a predator just as much as Gypsy is.
Oh yeah, I believe that. Megan, she would go back to him. I'm going to tell you why. She likes triangulation. And narcissistic people that are abusive always recycle their victims. Because they know how it's like going to a school you've been to before.
It's safe.
Versus walking into, it's safe.
It's safe.
Exactly.
Yep. They already know what to expect.
And they know what to expect. Exactly. So yeah, I actually think she wouldn't go back to Ryan because she wants him. she'd go back to him because she could do her thing. Ryan will let her do anything
and protect her.
and protect her.
So especially if she, if I don't think the relationship between Christy and Gypsy is all good, I think she would run back there to hide from that.
Exactly.
Once relationships in her life start falling apart, she's gonna run back to Ryan because he was always her safety chain.
I think when she's off parole.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's when she's gonna go MIA on Christy. Because I will say this. I think Christy originally had Bree around to get Gypsy locked back up, and it didn't work. That's my opinion.
That's actually
I think she planted Bree
sense.
there
Because we know she doesn't like Gypsy. We know that she wants control of everything, the money, the contracts, all of it. And with Gypsy still out and on parole and not actually still in prison, Gypsy gets the majority of the control. So of course she wants her to go back, to have that control back. And of course, Bree, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Using Bree. Because Bree only makes her look worse. There's no way anybody thinks that Bree out there doing all this nonsense for Gypsy makes her look good or helps her case at all. All of the fake thing, let me prove you wrong, it makes her look horrible.
In fact, I would venture to say Bree has been Gypsy's biggest demise.
I agree with that. I agree.
I truly believe that she has been her biggest demise.
Bree has done more damage to Gypsy than any of us creators ever could.
Oh, yeah.
To the reputation, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Facts. Facts. Like, I don't think that any creator could have done, said, or anything worse
or made her
than
look
what Bree has done.
I agree. And she just keeps on going.
Yep.
And again, nobody roots it on more than Christy, not even Gypsy. It's more Christy involved with Bree.
No, the reason why Christy is not involved with Bree is because Bree was a plant that went all wrong. Gypsy was supposed to be locked up by now.
Yeah, that definitely didn't go as planned.
No, that did not go as planned at all. Now she's out here and she's kind of like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do with this girl?
Why isn't she back yet? Yeah.
Because think about it, with all the evidence that folks have on her, Gypsy should have went back 4 times.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how she keeps getting away with it. Like, how does she get away with so much?
I think because they're very adamant about not wanting her back, and they're just trying to make it to June so they don't have to take her back.
Right, without her doing anything way too crazy.
Yeah, because, I mean, for her to go back to Missouri, she's high profile. It would take a lot to protect her. They can't put her in general population like she was before.
Nope.
Right? So I think they just don't want the liability of that.
And the publicity of, oh, you locked up. What is it? The true crime sweetheart?
Right.
Yeah.
I think they don't want any part to do with that. They're just like, we just need to make it to June to get her off.
I don't understand how she sits there in these comments and talks about Nick the way she does, like he's some evil monster when you're the reason he did any of it. I don't
understand. You have to think this, though. She's doing this now because I've said she's a predator. There's a video that I've said that she's a predator that's going viral.
Yep.
So she has to, in her mind, she has to villainize him and say that I'm sick.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like she's losing it.
You see what I'm saying? Like she has to. Like there's the fact that the word is getting out that, because remember before they kept saying there was no proof that she said that.
Yeah.
Right.
Bree did hundreds of hours of live about that.
Right.
Hundreds.
But now there's proof.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where they at now?
So just think about that. So now she's like, oh no, you're a psycho. The fact that you think you could call anybody psycho is just wild.
But that makes Ken's mental health just as questionable to me. You knew
No, I
that
believe that wholeheartedly.
you knew she said this to Nick. It's nothing new. It's been out there forever. And now there's proof, and now you're still going to stand by her? Like, whether or not she offered your daughter to you or one of her daughters to someone else, still her daughter. Think about what she's capable of. And he just is like, okay with that? It's all right. That's in the past. Oh, okay.
Listen, the only time they probably get down is when she tying him up. Okay. So he probably, and when I say tying him up,
Literally,
I
handcuffing him to the
think,
bed because he ain't staying around. Remember, he doesn't. Yeah, they don't even like to cuddle in the bed. Wasn't that the newest thing?
yeah, when he said that indicates that there's nothing affection. Well, even when he tries to like rub her shoulder, it gives like that somebody at church that you run into,
Yes. Yep.
and they
Not
said
different.
like let's take a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
That's
gives that.
not comfortable.
Yeah,
But
it,
not
and I
comfortable
feel like he tried when they were in LA to present, but it was kind of like mentally was trying to try, but his face and his body language was like, I can't.
You know what? Maybe Lifetime trying to villainize Ken this season will make him wake up to how she really
I
acts.
hope they rag his ass out. I
Me too.
hope Lifetime turns that man every which way but loose.
Maybe he'll learn his lesson. Yeah. Yep.
Because the way he has got up here defending her, knowing how low down and dirty she is, he deserves whatever's coming to him. And
He
I,
sure
Well,
I
does.
wish him the very worst.
the fact that he's sitting up here living off a woman who killed her
Listen,
mother, that's gross. He's living off a woman who like committed murder, cheated on her husband, and he's living off her, just trolling around, you know. You saw that picture he put up of all the weed he bought and all the things. I mean, he's living off a woman. Grow a
he
pair,
said,
man.
look,
Order dinner for the woman who's paying for dinner.
Yeah, with shit she didn't even like, and he knew it, and then said he wanted to publicly. Yeah, he said I need to publicly shame her.
he
Okay,
said,
well,
hey, she killed her mama, not mine.
yeah. I mean, I
That
just
was
can't.
I enjoyed that though, because literally you sat there and you starved the woman, got what you wanted, and the woman's paying for dinner. Let's be real. You ain't flipping the bill.
Listen, Karen said, I'm a baby mama. I got to take care of this baby. So you're going to have to run the check.
It's going to be a Britney Spears thing all over again.
Oh yeah,
Oh
Yep.
man.
that
Yep.
cave. Ew, ew, ew.
You all remember how that went down?
Yeah,
His face. He lived large off her money. Had the kids.
K-Fed. Wasn't that his name? K-Fed.
Yep. Had somebody else taking care of those kids their whole life, and he just lived right off that check.
Yeah,
We
he
waiting
did.
on June like the real season premieres then.
Yes.
There you go.
We like, what day did the season start?
What day is it? What day does she get off
June
parole?
22nd.
Oh, we're gonna have a watch party that day.
So is it the day of the second, or is it
It's
at
the 22nd.
the 22nd that
Like
night,
noon
or
or
she has to
midnight
go
the
sign
21st?
off on the 23rd? So will she start the BS on the morning of the 23rd after she signed the paperwork?
I think she
Or
can be
will
on
she
there at
start?
midnight 01. Midnight 01. I'm telling you.
We should
The
She's gonna be
internet's
like,
gonna light up.
you the first page.
We could put out a pool here. Every $50 a spot. When do you think she's gonna go right back?
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
She's not gonna
I
make it
give
at
a minimum
noon.
of 6 months, and I think 6 months is being very generous.
I'm giving it 6 days. I'm not even letting her get out of the month. She
Yeah,
can't
because
help herself.
she's gonna be too unhinged.
She can't help. She's already breaking down now. She's already breaking down. She can't help herself. There's no way. There's no way. She's gonna get in trouble for threatening somebody. Watch. It's gonna be a threat, is what's gonna do it to her.
I could see it. Meanwhile, she got the little Tasmanian devil Bree over there. She got to worry about too. And
When
Bree's little
when is that gonna break up? I'm waiting for that one to
pheasants.
break.
I think she'll keep Bree around at least for a month after she gets off parole, if she makes it a month.
Oh, you think she cries now?
But could you imagine watching the spiral of Bree and Gypsy all at one time? That's
That'll
a
be
real
the big
premiere.
century. That'll be even better than Gypsy and Ken.
That will be the real season premiere.
Yeah, I can't wait. That'll happen.
Because when Bree really realized I've just been using you and I'm gonna toss you to the side like trash.
Or I want to see Bree's gonna turn against her.
I don't think so. I think Bree's gonna pop before that happens.
Yeah.
Bree's gonna turn against Gypsy with Christy in her pocket because Christy's gonna turn against Gypsy.
But I think when Christy turns on Gypsy, Melissa Moore and what's it, Stanfield will too. I think they're all in cahoots.
I agree. Stanfield's in Christy's pocket, not Gypsy's.
Yep.
And is Melissa Moore still in the picture? That psycho nut. She needs help herself. I can't.
Well, I do think that they're all in Melissa Moore, they're all in cahoots.
Yeah, Christy has them in her pocket.
Yep. And I think that that's going to go left.
Not Christy gonna bring Gypsy down.
Yes, and because Gypsy is going to say Christy put her up to everything.
Yeah. Yep.
And there's no telling what receipts the both of them have.
Oh my goodness, can you imagine?
That's a real tea time.
If
I'm telling you, grab your popcorn because it's going to be wild.
Yep.
You know what? I don't think Dr. Phil will even revisit this, Megan, because he didn't do his research.
Yeah, why would you want him to? I feel like Dr. Phil doesn't do any of his cases.
He's not thorough at all. So there's no point of even.
He gets this script and he reads it. That's it. He doesn't do any investigating. He doesn't talk on his own. He reads a script. That's handed to him.
And honestly, Dr. Phil looked like they warming up the casket.
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Phil.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they about to start it up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's looking real
His days
elderly.
are done.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he even lost a lot of weight. He looks weird, like something's wrong.
How old is he now?
Shit, I don't know.
He's
Let me look.
an age, right?
I didn't think he was that old though.
I think
I
he's in
don't
his 70s.
I feel like he's been on for a hot minute. I'm about to Google it. Hold on.
He's 74.
He's 74.
I guess he's
Yeah.
he looks age appropriate.
Well, I don't know. After dealing with everything and all the nonsense he's dealt with.
I don't know, but he lost a lot of weight. Like a lot of that's what to me looks
Sickly.
yes.
Mhm.
Because it's not even like maybe 10 pounds. No, he looked like he lost at least 35, 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And very fast. That normally to me indicates something like that fast.
Speaking of weight, did you see Gypsy's video that she put out about her weight?
Yes.
Oh
Recently?
my gosh. She put it out, I don't know, maybe a couple of days ago about how she lost weight and she doesn't
Oh,
know
I
what
saw
to
that.
explain it. And I'm like, look at
It
your medical
makes me
records.
wonder
It
what
explains a lot.
and I think it also explains why she can't breastfeed.
Yeah. Her losing weight goes right back to her original diagnosis. And I told you, pregnancy and postpartum periods can make these things, bring them back to light. It can make them
Yeah.
rebound.
It exacerbates him.
Exacerbates the yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to know what's wrong with you, ask your doctor and take your medical records with you. You might need a feeding tube again. Isn't that the shit kicker?
Man.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if this
God.
chick came down with a feeding tube again? I'd laugh my ass off. I'd sit there, what? 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 You just proved, oh, thank you. You're done. You're done. Medical abuse now, it's Christy doing it to you, what? What's your excuse now?
I think she is gonna try to say that Christy was very controlling. Christy was
That's
I
better.
think she and I feel like Christy wants things done a certain way, but I don't think I think it's one of them situations like two queen bees can't be in the same space.
Two hens
Oh,
in
we
a
all
hen.
know what happened to the last controlling mother, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Look out,
Gypsy
Christy.
wants to live her own
First of
life,
all,
answer to anybody, and Christy is not having that because Christy runs the show. Never going to work. It's not going to work much longer.
well, that's why Ryan's gonna come in handy. I do believe if and I wouldn't be surprised if they were already talking.
I think
Yeah.
they've been talking the whole time.
And
I
honestly,
think this is a show that, like,
Ken's
literally.
not on Gypsy's side. Ken's on Christy's side. Remember, Christy planted him there. So Ken is being used by Christy.
And God knows what Christy and I wish we could get their text logs.
Oh my! If I could break into anybody's cell phone, that would be the way.
Would it be them, or would you want the conversations between Bree and Gypsy?
No, I want Christy's. There's lots of conversations in Christy's. All too telling. I want to see, if I could see anybody's phone, I want Christy's. You're going to find it all there. Because she runs the show. I'm telling you. Even runs Gypsy. Contrary to what Gypsy thinks. That's where all the info is. All this, the sneaky info, all the illegal info, that's where it is. She holds it all.
You know what? That would be true because she would have been the one who hooked her up with even Jure, the attorney.
Yep. You got Stanfield in there. Yep. I mean, right down to, think about it. That's who I want.
Mm-hmm.
Information with Nick, Dawn, the whole thing. Yeah, I want that cell phone.
Yeah.
That's the phone I want.
Yes. Because
Information
that
with
would give a lot of
fancy
insight.
Yep.
Yeah, she'd even have the fancy crap in there.
She's the one who's at communication with everybody.
Yep.
People with the documentary, all of it. It was Christy having these communications, not Gypsy.
And I would venture to say that um I think that Fancy is speaking to Christy.
Wait, you said Fancy speaking to Christy?
Currently, I think so.
Yeah, I agree. She's too quiet, and yeah. Not Megan saying, call Rusty back. I got my friend's number. I'll call him.
And she's too busy defending them.
Where has Fancy been?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think that's why she's quiet. And because I think when those text messages came out, it automatically linked Ken and Christy to Fancy about the Don Broker thing. Because, I mean, the timeline was there. She was very proud of it. She was working with Christy at the time. She was communicating with Ken. I think Christy pulled her back into the fold to shut her up.
Yet, even if they are not getting along, they have no choice but to communicate now because they're pulled into it together.
Wait, did I see Gypsy's 2 videos of her acknowledging her deletion?
Everyone keeps asking me about those videos. Why did I not see them? Where were they?
I haven't seen them either.
I checked.
Well, she did. Here let's see.
Where? On TikTok?
Blanchard. And if you've read my book, My Time to Stand, then you will know that I have a rare genetic condition called microdeletion 1q21.1. What exactly is that? Okay, let's dive into that.
Oh, let's dive in, Gypsy.
Microdeletion is when a small portion of a chromosome is affected. And in my case, it's region 1q21.1. I was first tested for this condition back in 2012, and then again late last year, just to confirm that the first results were correct. So think of it as a sliding scale. It affects the area between 145.4 and 147.8. So where do I fall on that? Well, I don't fall exactly on that number, and I'll explain. So my results are just a smidge different than the standard scale that we learn about. So I am affected through 145.927 through 147.828. So what does that mean? Okay, next slide. So again, thinking about it as a sliding scale, this is where microdeletion 1q21.1 begins, and this is where it ends. And this is my results. I'm slightly off of the standard here and here. So that small difference makes a big, big difference in my health, my physical appearance, and other health concerns.
No.
Microdeletion 1q21.1 puts those affected at a greater risk of developing autism. In addition to being at a greater risk for developing autism, these other health concerns may be correlated with this condition, such as seizures, muscular dystrophy, and mild mental delays. Another characteristic of this condition is having mild dysmorphic facial features. So going back to my memoir, I talk about how I believe that my mother was using this condition as a blueprint for some of the health concerns she claimed I had. So now knowing what we know about microdeletion 1q21.1, let's try to narrow down what I did have wrong with me versus what I didn't have wrong with me.
This sounds like bullshit, and I'm gonna say this.
Tomorrow.
First of all, she's trying to throw people off.
Yeah.
Second of all, you're admitting you have something, and the symptoms of the something that you have is what your mom was taking care of. But you're saying, no, it wasn't bad enough for her to have it taken care of. But I didn't sue a doctor. I didn't do anything. And like, is this?
She's trying to say that her mother used this diagnosis to make up all the things she said was wrong with her. No, that's not
to exaggerate.
Preach exaggerations.
Practice.
The symptoms. You had the symptoms before you were diagnosed with the microdeletion that they didn't know that they could diagnose at that point. It wasn't available. So you had all of those symptoms before. So what, was your mother a psychic? She could read into the future. She had a crystal ball.
Now, hold on. She was tested for that before 2012. Am I correct?
I think it was 10.
Yeah, it wasn't 2012 that, because even Rod said that.
Yeah. And first of all, they didn't know much about it or even about it until I think 08. And she was being treated for all the symptoms of this microdeletion way
Since the
before
90s.
that.
Oh, case
Yeah.
studies. I'm so happy he said it. So why did you say on your show that you went through chemotherapy, Gypsy? Perfect.
I'm gonna have fun with this video tomorrow. I'm excited. Because I'm gonna knock it all. I'm gonna debunk everything you said. You're wrong. It wasn't a blueprint for your mother. She couldn't have known about a microdeletion that most doctors and scientists didn't know about.
They didn't even know. Yeah, there was no clarity on it.
There was no written, nothing
Exactly.
even known or written about it until I think 7 or 8.
Well, yeah, and if you look, she didn't even have any treatment after
And all
the
of the
microdeletion
treatment
was diagnosed.
and all of the stuff that her mother, the symptoms she was complaining
First of
about.
all, how are you going to say you're slightly on the scale? Look at the
That's a
poster
big
child and
scale.
look at you.
That microdeletion is actually a very large microdeletion. That's not a small microdeletion. Oh, it's
No,
just
hers-
a piece between here
Girl,
and here.
you look like the
It's a
twins.
chromosome. So it looks small, but it's really not. It can make you schizophrenic. It can make you it explains your psychopathy. I'm just saying. You forgot to tell them about that. All of it. She's wrong.
Sexually
So she's
hyperactive.
saying your mother used her microdeletion as a blueprint.
But you know what?
She was
In your
being treated
video,
for symptoms
still
before the
add that she's a predator.
scientists knew it existed.
Yeah, you have to add in your video, Ivory,
Anything
that
that you
she's a
dress
predator.
about her, you need to add she's a predator.
Absolutely.
Because that is also a
that
symptom of
could
that
also be a
microdeletion.
symptom of the microdeletion. I'm not kidding. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. That's what I'm saying. That's something she left out.
Someone
when she
said,
was
did you
describing
get
it.
chemo? She said no. I'm screenshotting this.
So she didn't get. I can't.
So are y'all still going to keep believing everything she said when she just admitted that she lied to y'all just a couple of months ago? Because didn't she say she had chemo a couple of months ago?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
You know what this is giving?
Desperate.
This is giving the video that she did when she was breaking down what Munchausen by proxy was.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. She's trying to sound like she knows an awful lot about it for someone who is in denial.
But you know, she's actually opening up a can of worms.
She really is, because what you just said made everything about your abuse, that you all of this fake abuse you had, it just debunked that whole thing. It just debunked all that medical abuse. You just admitted it was not medical abuse, that you were being treated for these conditions, muscular dystrophy, all of that. You presented with those kinds of symptoms, and it wasn't until 2008, 2009 that they could have even known what it was. You were being treated for those symptoms long before your mother knew what it was. You just admitted you're a liar. You just admitted all of this was a scam, Gypsy. You just did it.
Yeah.
You just debunked yourself. You just went against yourself and admitted you're a fucking liar. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to curse. But seriously,
she did.
You just admitted it. You just proved yourself a liar.
So this is part 2 to my previous video.
She did. That is just I wonder if she's smart enough to realize she opened up a can of worms.
No,
because that now will make someone go research it to see she's a liar.
Yes, me. And I'm about to go send it to everybody I know, everybody we know. Everyone who's ever did an interview with her and called her a victim of medical abuse is going to get what I have. I'm actually going to write a paper, and you're all going to get it and read it. Everyone's going to get it and read it. I'm going to tell you right now how she just told everyone she lied. Now read it in her own words. Where'd you hear it from? Well, I heard it from Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She sure did just prove her story wrong.
Yeah, because how could her
And
mom have
now,
used a
and
blueprint?
now, those hospitals and doctors can sue her.
Yeah. They sure can. Which I don't understand.
Oh man, that was such a sloppy move.
You want to know why they didn't in the beginning? Was because it wasn't worth it. But I have said this before. Everyone else review on the hospital's website. They'll sue her. Who wants to be treated at a hospital where there was medical abuse done for ages, supposedly?
And the children's hospital at that.
Right? You put a child through hundreds, and I quote, hundreds, right, Gypsy? Hundreds of medical procedures and surgeries unnecessarily as a form of medical abuse. Trust me, they'll sue her.
How could she literally sit
think
there
she
and
did
say
this
that?
video because she literally is spiraling.
She knows that people know. The cat's out of the bag. And now you can't shove it back in.
Yeah, how could she say that this was something her mother used as a blueprint all these years?
Oh, and these
to
videos have been up for hours. And
Have
there's
they?
only like 148,000 views.
Oh, I didn't see it before.
8 hours, both of those videos.
Yeah, I don't know how she could be so stupid to say that it was used as a blueprint for her mother to
Every
do this all of these
Ooh,
years.
this is epic.
Every creator should make the same video. You just proved us all right, Gypsy. Thank
But
you.
in that same video, we have to attach the incident report. Any video we make about her,
One
we need
micro
to attach
deletion
that innocent
can make you do this.
yeah.
This will never go away. That chromosome cannot be fixed. Just saying. What you have can't be undone. It's there. You can't fix. You don't go and operate on a chromosome. Just saying. What you have, that predatory behavior is never going to go away. It's who you are. It's in your genetics. I'm just saying.
Ooh. She opened up Pandora's box for real.
She sure just did, and I'm going to have a fucking field day tomorrow. All day.
Ooh, girl, we need to be on a TikTok live.
I'm telling you, we should. We should.
Because this
is she just did it.
Well, make sure that you point out, she literally just said, my mother used this micro deletion that she says she didn't get the diagnosis till 2012.
Meanwhile, she was being treated for the symptoms many
Yeah,
years.
but she said her mother used that micro deletion diagnosis as a blueprint all those years.
But she couldn't have.
For treatment, but she couldn't have.
Gypsy,
And
you were 20 when they finally got the diagnosis.
Exactly. But her mother used that diagnosis at age 20 as a blueprint since she was born. That doesn't make any sense. She just showed that she has lied this entire time, that her mother was, and of course, after they found out what it was, they knew they couldn't treat it. So that's why all the procedures stopped. Because if you look from 2000, with the last 4 years that her mother was alive, she didn't really have any treatments or procedures other than, maintenance on whatever. I think it was her.
Because all of
I
this
can't remember.
fixed before they even knew what it was, because what doctors do when they don't know what it is you just treat the symptoms, and that's what they did for years.
And she basically admitted her mom didn't have Munchausen by proxy.
Yep.
Because Munchausen by proxy, you would have to not have an issue.
But they're treating, correct. And she never physically made her sick.
Wild.
She only said that she lied. She only said that she lied to doctors. She never said her mother made her physically ill, which totally becomes the whole Munchausen by proxy thing. And if you don't believe me, great, you're going to talk about it. I dare you to come up and have a conversation with me. I dare you to come up and have an honest conversation about this, because you're wrong. There's nothing you can twist, turn, or say that can make any of this right, or anything that she says correct. It's wrong, and I dare you to come up and debate me on it any day.
I'm in shock. I can't believe she was this
Somebody
silly.
tell me they have that recording because you know she's about to take it
Oh,
down.
I saved it. Oh,
Good.
I saved it.
All right,
Baby,
good.
you know I saved both of them.
All right, good.
Both of them. Okay. As soon as I seen it, I was like, let me save this
Yes.
without the
That's
watermark.
going to come down now that we're talking about it. I bet you any amount of money.
She's a dummy.
She's not smart at all. Christy's not very smart. That was a Christy maneuver because Gypsy's just too dumb.
And that girl brought the highlighters out. Okay.
It's a very small micro deletion.
And the box big as hell. That she drew. Like, what?
I'll do graphs. I'll get some graphs. I'll explain it. I'll explain it in layman's terms so everyone can understand what it actually is.
And I tell you what, I also hope.
can't believe ain't no way. This is sweet.
She's an idiot. She just proved everything we've all been saying to be correct. She's I can't. Oh, I feel like that was too easy. I mean,
I
feel
know. I'm
cheated
sitting there like,
almost.
how did we get this lucky?
I feel cheated because she's just stupid. You just handed it to us on a silver platter, man.
Listen, and right in the
The
middle of
whole
what you're
thing.
saying, just know there was this incident report. You could go look it up. She offered her daughter up and then go on to the next thing just so that everybody still see it. Whatever you post, just make sure it's in there.
Let me explain how this is a symptom of this. There you go. I'll show everyone how her predatory behavior, her wanting to offer up her 13-year-old daughter, is a symptom of her micro deletion. Sure will. And I'll give you a graph. And I'll even give you slides.
Thank you, Gemma.
This is unbelievable.
I can't believe this. This is
I can't believe I missed that. It's been up for hours.
She just handed us over what she's been fighting for over a year on a silver platter.
Freaking silver platter. Oh my God. What a dumbass. Wow, I thought she was a little bit smarter than that. I mean, she didn't the murder, but now you're just stupid. You're just not thinking.
Damn, she's sloppy as hell.
Well, whoever in the chat said to look for those videos, thank you.
She must be drinking.
I don't know why she would think. I don't know why. You were better off just denying it all. Why would you come out and say you just admitted everything? You just admitted
everything. You admitted your mom never had Munchausen by proxy. Yes. That right there proves everything.
Yes, and knocking that down gives your case doesn't hold water. None of it. Without your mother having Munchausen by proxy, you were in no way a victim of abuse.
Oh, that's nuts. I can't believe she was that dumb.
You don't understand. If you could see the shit-eating grin on my face right now. I'm like, this is wild. She broke the case she literally proved it for us. She just admitted to it. She just admitted she's a liar. Like, there's no way that anybody told her it was a good idea to post that.
Where's Becca?
I don't know. Go find Becca.
Yeah, I was saying I can't wait for Becca and Toddy to get a hold of that too.
I'm telling you right now, she just admitted her mother didn't have Munchausen by proxy. The symptoms she was being treated for that micro deletion were far before her mother ever knew about the micro deletion. There's no way her mother
exactly. So how was her mom using that?
She couldn't.
And she herself said 2012.
Yes. Which means there's no way possible. There's no way. You were 20
Yo,
years old.
she's a dummy.
All of those symptoms that she
Oh,
was
man.
complaining about, that I think that she maybe a little over exaggerated for attention, her mother was having treated.
Yeah, Munchausen by proxy means you were making the person sick.
Yes.
You can't make somebody sick that has a diagnosis.
No. And you also can't even say at that point that you're doing it for like any kind of attention, or she couldn't have known that you had that microdeletion when you were being treated for your symptoms. She couldn't have known.
No, but I think that's really was the issue why they were treating her for so many things, is
That's why
because it never linked back to one thing. So they're thinking they're all individual issues.
yes. And so they just continued to treat the symptoms, which they did, which she's cured of a lot of them right now. But now, my darn cat. But now look at that feeding tube. She had a failure to thrive. She couldn't maintain her weight. Everyone's talking about how small she was. Yes, she could not maintain her weight. She had a problem. Look
She
at her
really
now.
wasn't small for her height, though.
She wasn't too small, but caloric wise.
She
You
was
know what I mean?
actually
She did
not
lack
even
a lot of
slim
the
when she was
which
in.
makes sense for her disease, which makes sense now why she's losing so much weight, especially in a postpartum period. Her body's not metabolizing any of the stuff that she brings into it, not correctly. So it makes sense.
I am in shock. She literally just, because that even blows out the whole wheelchair thing. And the
Yeah.
fact that she was obviously walking.
Yeah. And you got to remember, she needed that wheelchair. You got to remember, she had lesions on her cervical spine. She had lesions on her cervical spine, which definitely could be why she needed the wheelchair, even more than just the muscle weakness. Which is why she had always going numb in her arms and legs. Could be caused from lesions on the cervical spine. She still has that today.
I am blown.
Shooketh. We're shooketh.
I can't imagine being. Whew. All right, y'all.
I don't even think she realizes that she just
No, she doesn't. I don't even think she grasped what she just
doesn't
did.
even realize yet. She has no realization yet of what she did. So someone might want to go tell her it's coming, because I'm coming.
Who's gonna tell her?
I'll tell her I'm coming.
Yo, she done wrote a check her ass can't cash.
Nope.
But let me get off here because I have to get Lonnie's gonna go to school tomorrow because she's feeling better, but I'm gonna end up keeping Gio.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have to get up early to get her to school. But so I'll be back maybe tomorrow, but if not, Saturday for sure.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for having me up, Nina.
No, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, Pam.
Thank you guys in the chat. I appreciate
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye, guys.
How do I get out of here now when I'm a guest?
Leave.
Just get me out.
Oh, I'm about to click out. This thing says end stream. Oh, yeah. I didn't realize I had to do that. Y'all would have been like, we was in your office all night. Bye, y'all.